Bijan took a while to get to where we're at with Bijan. As we told the whole world about Bijan's arrival, we took a big L his rookie year. If you're going to proclaim to be the highest on Bijan, you got to take the L. And during his rookie year, he finished as running back 9, not the end of the world, but we knew running back 1 things were on the horizon. We knew that he would become the running back 1 in fantasy football. He'd become the number 1 running back in the National Football League. And you can't turn on a broadcast, you can't turn on anything without hearing a broadcaster or somebody sit there and go, this guy has the best footwork, the best fluidity in the game. Plain and simple, 19 totes, 170 yards and a touchdown, adding 68 yards on 6 receptions. Bijan is running back 1. Bijan was our number 1 overall player. People said Jamar Chase. People said this. People said that. We said Bijan. Bijan is the number 1 overall player in fantasy football. Bijan Robinson dropped wads, as did Drake London in this contest. Drake London pulling in, imagine if he pulled in all 16 targets, 10 receptions for 158 and a touchdown. A remarkable touchdown at that. Pennix commanding the offense, doing well, not exploding in fantasy football minds, but he's definitely, efficient in moving the football down the field. We've got both Monday night games to discuss. We've got all kinds of JD5, Ja'Cory Crosskey merit, that fumble at the end. What does this mean? Why are they not using Ja'Cory Crosskey merit enough? That fumble was not on Ja'Cory Crosskey merit at the end. That was on JD5. He threw it at him, threw it in his stomach. He didn't even have control of it. We'll break down all of that and more. I see a couple Caleb comments. Like, is Smitty gonna finally give Caleb? It's gonna be a long show for you if you think I'm coming in here and giving Caleb the game ball. Bailed out by his defense again. Caleb not using Odunze at all. It's frustrating to watch Caleb play football. He is such a frustrating quarterback to watch. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now. File on in.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live.
Hi, my name is Bijan Robinson. I like long walks on the beach. And, well, I also like scoring touchdowns.
Bijan card has been revoked.
Smitty's gonna come in here. I saw a couple of the comments when the live stream was up and waiting, and the chat is chatting, and I haven't hit the go button yet. But I see a bunch of people going, I just can't wait for Smitty to come in. Let me guess, he's not gonna give Caleb his credit. Caleb he's not a great quarterback on any level. Maybe a scrambler, but he's a good quarterback. He's got a good arm. He's obviously good at scrambling for his life. But the fact that any Bears fan or Caleb fan thought I was going to come in here and go, yeah, that was okay, he's taking big steps forward. He's not. He's not. Let's examine this game real quickly and just take a look. He lucked out on a touchdown toss that Swift took into the end zone for him. Obviously had that touchdown run. So he did finish with a respectable amount of fantasy football points. That's fine. But Luther Burden was the only receiver that was able to get any sort of production at all with his 4 for 51. This guy, Odunze, is a top 10 wide receiver. Just sitting here. 5 targets, 2 receptions, 32 yards. This guy should be dropping wads and loads all over the field. But he's not. Antonio says I'm an absolute hater, or am I just a truth teller? Am I just out here telling truth, Anthony, Antonio, whatever your name is? Am I out here just spitting facts? Now, you want me to be completely blunt and honest and unbiased and transparent? That's the way I always am, Antonio, so I got good news for you. JD5 did not play a stellar game. JD5 looks like he's still struggling. Even though he threw 3 touchdowns, you'd think I'd be in here circling the wagons and getting everybody all amped up and ready to go. But he made mistakes. He did make mistakes. He sometimes feels like he's trying to do too much, and that fumble was on him. The game was lost because of JD5. That is just truth telling. That's me being a truth teller. If you want me to come in here and coddle you and say, oh, Caleb's growing, he's such a good boy, that's not going to happen. You got the wrong environment. That's not this environment. JD5 off of a 3 TD, 211 game, 52 yards rushing, good fantasy outing. He cost the game. If we're talking NFL, he cost the game. Now, Bill had 3.6 yards per carry. No amazing feat. But they didn't give him the ball enough. They barely gave him the ball in the first half. They didn't feed Deebo Samuel. That's on this coaching staff. 4 catches for 15 yards is despicable for Deebo Samuel's stat line. The Commanders' coaching staff also lost this game. This was badly coached. Swift had a great day, 14 carries, 108, but this is more I want to see fool's gold because he's played well this year. He's played well at times, but I would definitely sell high. I'm not banking on Swift having this production all year. He caught a 55-yard touchdown reception. That's not going to happen every day. He's not going to get 108 on the ground every time, especially with game script and such, having to throw from behind. So this is a very, you could say, I don't want to say lucky game because Swift did earn every yard. I mean, he did. I just don't know that this is going to be one of those situations where you start saying, oh, this is what I got from Swift moving forward. It's not. This is not what you got. Swift, this is a sell high moment for DeAndre Swift. And this is a panic moment for Rome Odunze. Not because of Odunze, but because of his quarterback. Because Caleb Williams doesn't know how to facilitate the football. He knows how to scramble around, but he does not know how to feed the football to his playmakers. Now going over in a positive direction into this game right here, where Josh Allen still had 42 yards rushing. He still had 2 passing touchdowns. He still had 180 yards. Not the best game from him, but a good game. Pennix Jr., 250 and 1. Just very efficient is this man, Pennix Jr. And he keeps the offense flowing. When they run the ball effectively and properly, they can get Pennix Jr. to look like a well-oiled machine or a manager or construction. This is like a construction yard, and he's got the hard hat, and he's the guy, the foreman. And Pennix Jr. needs to have all of his workers doing well for him to do well. He's just that kind of foreman. Right now, as he learns, he's still learning, he's still getting better. This is still his first season. He's rookie year, essentially. So this is a good line. This is a good setup for him. But Bijan Robinson ripping off an 81-yard touchdown run, 8.9 yards per carry, a rushing touchdown, 170 yards on the ground, second leading receiver, 6 catches, 68 yards, almost another touchdown, had one vultured by Tyler Algier, 32 and a touch. This was a remarkable day for the man that we call Bijan Robinson.
Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy.
Bijan, hey, Ma, get that meatloaf ready.
I smell meatloaf. Hey, Ma, the meatloaf. Yeah, meatloaf.
We're doing a whole rack. A whole rack.
2 stock on the rise.
Bijan is so ridiculously good. And Drake London, this 10 catches for 158. Again, 16 targets, which is remarkable. 39 long. Awesome. I have it on my Instagram. Amazing touchdown catch where he literally catches the ball. It goes a little something like this. He grabs the ball in traffic, and then here's the goal line right here. Reaches out like this, gets it across the goal. It's almost like he's got go-go gadget arms. He was like, put it out over the goal line. Somebody was trying to bat it out. He moved it out of the way and put it back. The guy was trying to bat it out. He throws it out, Gets it over the end zone. London was magnificent in this game. Looked absolutely phenomenal. We had a question earlier where somebody wanted to trade potentially, I think it was JSN for Vidal in London. Now, I told him, hover your finger over the button and press the button maybe after the draft. Let's all vote for him. He's probably watching right now. I forget who it was. But I said, have the guy offer it to you. Hover your finger over the button. And if you feel good enough, press it. So I've got to ask the chat right now. And it was kind of I want to say a little bit of a lean toward JSN. Does this game make you press the button to grab Vidal? I think he's got Hampton. Vidal and Drake London, and he sends away JSN. I want a green check mark if he should go get London and Vidal. I want an X or a thumb down or a no. Let's see what the chat says. This is going to be interesting. This is what happens when a game unfolds in front of you. JSN, Drake London. Yes, JSN still. JCM fumbled away. Not the point right now, my boy. Vote. Yes, do it. Green check mark. Green check mark. JSN, London, X, no, thumb down. Green check mark. JSN, X, nah, X, no, London, JSN, X, green check mark. It's closer than it was. It's closer than it was, but it seems like JSN is still the lean. So if you're going to go off the chat is going to say, even after London's explosion, absolute touchdown yardage extravaganza here on Monday Night Football. Great set of Monday Night Football games we were handed. The chat says, do not trade JSN for London and Vidal, even though he needs a running back.
You've just been Smitty.
And I have to agree. I think that JSN does feel like he's quite a bit more dependable. He just, but boy, am I excited to see London drop his 158 and a touchdown. Bijan drop his 170 and a touchdown with his 6 for 68. This guy had 12.5 or 12.8, depending on your fractional scoring. 12.8, almost 13 points just on his receiving work. That is awesome. Bijan doing work. Bijan doing work. You know who else is going to do work? I don't know why I'm feeling about like mentioning his name right now. I'm just excited because we got something positive to go on. Rashee Rice.
Stock on the rise.
Rashee Rice is going to be doing work here in week number 7. Get to work, pal.
Yeah, buddy.
Get to work, pal. It's time to do your thing. Hopefully CeeDee Lamb is back. We've got bad news, unfortunately, for those that were expecting Bucky to come back. If you missed my earlier show, we do have to discuss these 3 guys real quickly, unfortunately. So great game, honestly. That was kind of an exciting little Monday night for us. We haven't had something like that in a while. That was pretty solid. Puka Nacua, unfortunately, is looking like he could miss some time. It's being kicked around that it's likely looking like 1 to 2 games for now. We'll know more probably tomorrow. Maybe the next day. Maybe we don't get told anything. Maybe everything's hush for a while. But it does feel like this is a 1 to 2 game minimum situation. Expect at least 1. Prepare yourself for 2. And it could be one of those lingering things. But he is the kind of guy that goes back out there. Hence, he was out of the game. We thought he was done. He couldn't even. He stood up, walked away, then laid back down on the field. Looked like he was done. It looked like he might be done for the season. But he's the most likely guy to run back out onto the field. You know, like it's like he's done for the year. Nail in the coffin, boom! Before the last nail's put in, the coffin breaks open. He runs back onto the field. Dalvin Cook used to always do this. Remember that? Dalvin Cook would always go to the sideline and he'd be like, "He's done. He's done." And before the last nail was in the coffin and he was out for the year, he'd come running back on the field and play. That's how Puka does feel. But this guy, I've said it all off season. I said it all at the beginning of the year too. He is such an injury-prone player. He plays with such determination and grit. He's now been injured 3 times. He has gone to the locker room 3 times now in 6 games. Half of his games, he's gone to the locker room. And it's not going to hold up over time. He plays too aggressively. He throws his body. This is the part with Nico and even, or I'm sorry, Neighbors. And I said this about Neighbors in the offseason too. He gets too horizontal. The more times you put your body up in the air and land on your side over and over on that hard surface, especially if we're talking turf, you're putting your knees and your joints and everything. I think people look at it differently. You watch TV, you see somebody jump up and land on their side. You're like, oh, it's like they're jumping on a bed. I don't want you to try this, but if anybody were to go outside, jump up in the air and land on their side in the backyard in the nice tall grass you haven't cut for 2 weeks, you're still going to not be able to move the next day. This is a hard surface. Puka Nacua lands like this sideways all the time. Malik Neighbors jumps horizontal, lands on his knees inside all the time. And Puka's always going to be an injury risk. That's just the way he plays. He's so fun to watch. I'm not rooting against him. I'm not suggesting anything crazy here, but this is why in Dynasty he is a little bit of a concern when you start talking about Puka versus JJ versus Puka. People saying he's number one when he's on top. Cooper Kupp was number one on top as well, but what happens when Stafford's gone? What happens if the injuries pile up? There are a lot of reasons to be concerned about Puka Nacua's long-term Dynasty value. There's a lot of reasons to be trying to potentially go out there. And Smitty, with all respect, Caleb is him. Steve. Oh, someone gonna tell him. Steve, poor Steve. Steve, I'm gonna hit this button for you.
Take a big laugh.
Caleb's him. Smitty, with all due respect, stop the show. Stop the show. Stop the show.
Alert. Stand down order in effect.
I would just like to apologize for my behavior and how I've discussed and talked about Caleb Williams. Apparently Caleb is not him still. What are we doing, bro? Steve, what were you expecting? What were you expecting, really? Do you think Caleb's him after tonight? I don't think so, bro. Read the room. I'll let the chat tell you. Pal. I don't have time for that nonsense, bro. I got a show to run. Hold on, all due respect. Hold on, Smitty.
Alert. Stand down.
Oh, man. But okay, so Puka Nacua probably out at least one to 2 weeks. It looks like Bucky, unfortunately, is going to be out at least another week. Hopefully not more. But this is not the best verbiage you would want to hear, where you're not hearing like, oh, he'll be back next week or whatever. This week's not in play for Bucky. That sounds a little bit like maybe next week's still a concern, but I don't want to jump to conclusions yet. Bucky not playing week 7, unfortunately. CeeDee Lamb is, at this moment, kind of trending toward playing, but he's not a lock either. So hopefully CeeDee Lamb can play. But he's not a lock, but he's looking good. And Emeka Egbuka, God, just the hits keep coming. They just keep coming. Schefter reports that Emeka Egbuka hamstring is expected to undergo further testing. We'll know maybe more Tuesday, or the reports might come out Wednesday, but we could know more Tuesday about how much time he can miss. But you're not going into further testing to find out that he's out one game. So I'm really fearful that this is going to be a 2-game or more situation with Puka. Just such the hits just keep on coming. They just keep on coming. It's ridiculous. It's insane. We've got the waiver wire board. I think I took a screenshot of this bad boy. I'll put it on screen right here. This is ignore my frozen face. But this is the waiver board walking out of the show that we did. And of course, there are some other names that we need to add to this list. But, of course, Tez becomes at this 9 spot, 97% owned. Screenshot this if you need the waiver board. Dowdle's not available. It's so funny. People go, Smitty, Dowdle's not available in my league. And he's not available in leagues. Why do you put him up there? I beg to argue with you. I'm not exactly a scientist. I know I kind of perceive to be a scientist, and some of you think of me as a scientist, and I really, really appreciate that. The kind of respect I think that commands when someone says, Smitty, I think you're a scientist. I appreciate that. but I'm no scientist, but 15 to 18% means that he is available. 15 to 18% of leagues. When someone says, Smitty, he's not available. I don't know why you think he's available. I'm actually going off data that says he's available. The data tells you he's available. There's no debate here. I don't know why people are debating me in the comments of the video. Smitty, Dowdle, good luck. He's not available. He's available in 15 to 18%. It's not like a theory. This is science. So, Vidal, Bourne, Fannin, Smitty, I don't play with peasants. I don't play with pawns. I'm in a league for kings. There's no Dowdle available in my league. The whole world, I am the center of the universe. The world functions around me, Smitty. Only my league matters. Dowdle's not available. I can tell you, I can assure you, Dowdle. Oh, he's got data? Ignore. If you're in one of them amazing leagues that doesn't have Rico Dowdle available, if you're so blessed to be that high class, I don't know why you're watching this show, but then ignore step 1 and move to step 2. Is that okay? And is 50% okay to put on the board? This is an important name to discuss. But is this okay? Can we throw a 50%er on board? Or is that too peasant-like? Take a screenshot of this. Do it live. Golden's an interesting add. Wandell. We started off ranking here, so this is 1 through 9. Then it goes 10 through 11. Darnold, Pennix Jr., Wandell. I'll write a little clearer next time. But that is the waiver board for week number 7. Rico Dowdle. This is. I'm not going to go over all the news that we had earlier, but this is the last one. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see, says the Panthers head coach Dave Canales when asked about whether Rico has earned the right to be the starting running back. He said, we'll see. A lot of money involved, loyalty involved, also 2 very, very poor matchups, or shall I say 2 very good matchups, very poor defenses that Rico was dominating. But it doesn't take away that he was awesome. But that is kind of where I think the team is going to be coming from, is that, we do owe Rico a lot of money, and we do owe Rico a little respect. And so, I'm sorry, Chuba. And so there's going to be a long, hard pause on how that situation unfolds. But they also have another game to watch Rico do it. You know what I mean? I traded Pickens and Rico for Gibbs and Addison. I think you raked them over the coals, even though we love every player involved in that. There's just an imbalance there. So you're buying Gibbs off some sort of discount. I don't understand how one game makes people afraid. Puka for London and Woody. You got to take London and Woody right now because you don't know how long Puka's out. That's a fantastic trade, and it's exactly the blueprint I talked about earlier about how to get out of Puka. Some people are so excited about the buying opportunity that they'll kind of forego the possibility he's out a while. So they'll take the ambulance chase a little bit. Trade Pickens for Rome. I'm not trading Pickens for Rome after tonight. Not when Caleb Williams can't deliver the damn ball to him on any sort of consistent level. Absolutely not. Love Fantasy London almost won me my week 3 and 3. Thank you, pal. Rise Above, appreciate you. Rise Above dropping another one. Says, I got Rice coming off my bench. I'm so pumped, as you should be. Rice is going to explode, bro. Need running back target. Whom could I move? Debo and Adams and Pickens. Running back targets would probably be, if I had to come up with a name or two in this ballpark, you're talking about Adams, Debo. Debo's going to be hard to get rid of off this game. That's just how fickle people are. You can't trade Debo right now. People are going to be like, oh, he's trash. Judkins, people are fickle. ETN, James Cook, you're gonna have to go in that direction, and those are some good names. So ETN's a little bit sketchy right now, but he's still a solid name, that you can get at a discount. JMO Worthy and Mason for JJ. Take JJ and run. Is that too much? No, it's not. Might not be enough. You get that? I'll be shocked. Was down 60. Mahomes and Bijan 70. Let's go, Mr. T. Congrats on that. Proud of you, pal. Should I trade my AJB and JCM for Rice and Jennings? If you like winning, you will. Yes, Brandon, we would definitely do that. If you saw a $100 bill on the ground, would you pick it up, Brandon? Thank you very much. Appreciate you. I'm hurting bad. Should I trade Bijan and DJ Moore for Judkins, Genty, and Ladd? I'm getting way more than for Bijan. It is what it is, bro. It is what it is. Judkins had a bad game, and Bijan just exploded. So you got it. You can't buy on yesterday's price tag. You know, you have to make sure you're equating this properly to the fair market. Traded Saquon and Addison for Cook and Debo. I'm fine with either side. There's pros and cons. Omar's pretty dead even. We could easily argue either side of that. I'm fine with whichever side you got. It's a 50-50 situation. I still think Cook is going to be pretty good, but you know, we'll have to see. He needs more consistent work, and this is now 2 games where he isn't overfed, and the touchdowns aren't there. It's, you know, concerning, I think, and this is why I think people are getting a little too excited about his start, but he could certainly bounce back and be great again. Harvey or Blue, bound to blossom. I agree, cool guy. I think people are running away from Harvey, and it's going to end up being a mistake for him later. This is a super chat from Rudy. Rudy, appreciate you, my guy, dropping a 20 watt on the screen.
Super chat alert.
Maury, thanks again for the super chat earlier. Still got you on screen here, Maury. Maury to the moon. But we got this new one from Rudy. Rudy says traded. What did Rudy trade? Rudy traded Sutton and White and Hampton for Gibbs, Flowers, going to be 3-3. Traded Sutton, White, and Hampton for Gibbs, Flowers. Yeah, it's easy. Gibbs by a country mile, going to be 3-3. Nice team, bro. Nico, Odunze, it sucks, but he's still a great player. London, Odunze, Nico. So Sutton might be tradable right now. ETN, you got Tootin, though. I think that's pretty good. I think you're really, really solid. Maybe you're trading Sutton and Javonte for a slight running. Oh, you got Gibbs. You got Gibbs coming in. So, but still, maybe a slight upgrade at running back to put right next to Gibbs. That's a fantastic team, bro. Rudy, that's a league-winning squad right there. I wouldn't mess with it too much other than to maybe go in that direction that I just mentioned. Rice and Kittle loading, 5-1. Smitty to the moon. Thank you, J10. Appreciate you, and nice work waiting that out, bro. Nice work. Trade Kamara, Miller, Egbuka for White, Bucky, and Ladd. I think I probably would take it, bro, because you're wait. What do you wait? How long can you wait? You know, if you were 5 wins, I'd maybe say wait on that situation. But you're also waiting on Bucky, but you're getting more value that you can also use immediately. Trade Trevion Henderson for Jameson Williams. If you need a wide receiver, I'm not against that. But I do think Trevion Henderson will rebound. Trade Vidal for Hunter. I'd rather have Vidal. That's not enough. I do like Hunter. Someone's going to drop Hunter this week for sure in one of your leagues. Guaranteed. Do you think Fields runs more without Wilson? I don't know. I think it's just going to be bad. I don't think Fields is going to have... He probably will. He'll probably run more, but I don't know how good he's going to play, Chris. I think it's going to be ugly. I think the Jets are in some trouble. You know, the Steelers might be trading for a wide receiver now that they're totally looking like a playoff-bound team right now. And, man, they would have traded for Garrett Wilson, I think. DK, Garrett Wilson, get Garrett Wilson back with Aaron Rodgers. I could see it happening, but now with the injury, no. I still wonder if a team would consider, you know, something like that once Garrett Wilson got healthy. But Garrett Wilson's out multiple weeks now, so we don't really know how that's going to go. Traded Sutton and Vidal for Ladd. That is a lot. I like Ladd a lot, but you gotta buy Ladd low right now. You're buying Ladd like a second round player. That's a lot, but it could definitely work out. I don't think it was a horrible move. It's just you didn't take advantage of fair market value is the only thing I would say. It doesn't mean you got raked over the coals. Need some inspiration advice. 2 and 4 in a league that doesn't entertain traders. May, Stafford, Brown, Henry, JCM, Knight, Sharps, Puka, Buka. God, you gotta get bad with injuries. Terry, Hollywood Brown Craft, trying to stay positive. Yeah, if you can't trade, I mean, look, May's coming on strong. You just keep starting Drake May. Chase Brown has at least some signs of life with that offense, I think, playing a little bit better. So keep the faith there. Probably start Knight for the time being. JCM or Knight, I don't know. That's a coin toss. Chat, would you start Knight or JCM? JCM's just not getting the volume. Washington's being so stupid with this situation. They're just being absolute morons with the running situation. I don't understand why they don't feed JCM. And that fumble was not on JCM, so don't even get me started. It's crazy. And then, bro, you got to wait on the receivers. I wish I could give you all I can tell you is I've seen Curry. Do not give up. Hit the waiver wire as hard as you can, and understand that I've seen 0-6 teams, not rarely, often, every year, handfuls of 0-6 teams win it all. With 2 wins, you have an edge of being that like 0-6 team. Let's say you lose the next 2 games, you're still in that person's position, and hopefully you have Puka and Buka back at that point, and Terry McLaurin, and then Henry's. Let's say he's doing his thing. Keep the faith. Just keep starting your best possible lineup. If no one's trading, keep poking around and trying to make trades. But it's gonna be hard with this team, honestly. Take the 2 L's, try and win them. Maybe you get lucky. Take the 2 L's and then keep the faith. That's what I'm going to tell you, because then you'd be in the same position as someone that started 0-6 and then won 2 games. You're just going to do it with 2 wins, lose 2 more, and be in the same position. I see it all the time. It would be such a shame to give up and then your team goes on fire and you go, man, I wonder if I would have caught up. All you got to do is grab the last playoff spot. You got to think of it like that. Don't worry about the teams that are in the lead right now. You just need the last playoff spot, which I can tell you an 0-6 team could grab. How do you feel about Jameson Williams? Love him. Been touting him for weeks. And look what he did. Scored a touchdown, had 50-plus yards, looked fantastic. I love Jameson Williams. And if anything happened to St. Brown, you will have a fantastic low-end wide receiver 1. I didn't like anyone drafting him high for the reasons you're enduring right now if you did draft him high, but he's certainly somebody that I absolutely love to trade for right now. And I've been touting, go get him for weeks. As Ladd McConkey, avoid Ladd on draft day, trade for him right now. Avoid JMO on draft day, but trade for him right now. That's called adjust and adapt. That's called taking advantage of the market. Just traded Trevion Henderson for Jameson Williams. I'm fine with that trade. I'm not saying you won't regret it. You might not. You might. It doesn't really matter. You needed a wide receiver. My Gibbs Myers for Nico Judkins. I'd probably rather have. I guess I'd rather have. Chat, vote on this one without any context. Gibbs or Nico Judkins. I'd probably say Gibbs and Myers by a hair. I love Nico, but I do worry about his team, his offensive line, his quarterback. I love Judkins. I'm very concerned about the amount of work they gave him last week, but I'm not like panicking on him by any means. But I do believe Gibbs is just more valuable. So I'm going to go ahead and say keep Gibbs. Bucks by week 9. I could see them holding Buka out. Certainly could. So that would be week 7, week 8, week 9, and then he's healthy. So it could be a brutal wait, a very brutal wait. But hopefully that's not the case. The bye week's far enough that they wouldn't. It's not necessarily timed perfectly, like where he's out 1 week and then the bye. I think because there's some space in between, they may bring him back, but they may not. I mean, they're playing well. 10-man team, full PPR, 3-3. QB, JD5, Gibbs, Achane, nice running backs. Buka, Garrett Wilson, AJB. God, you got hit with injuries. Bowers, everything's going down. I think I've seen your team before. I think you got to make a trade potentially once Bowers is healthy, but you probably can't do that now. Ladd's going to step up. Vidal's going to step up. Got offered Diggs and McBride for Warren and Wilson. Look, Warren is just as good as McBride. I'm sorry to tell you. So this is really about Diggs versus Wilson in a way. I don't know. Call me crazy, but I almost would rather just keep Tyler Warren. I don't trust McBride's situation. It's volatile. There's a quarterback carousel going on. Horrible play calling, decision making. I just fear for McBride. Does anybody agree that Tyler Warren just feels safer than McBride? You know? I don't know. I'd probably say no. I need some moves to make. I would probably look to maybe move, let's say AJB and one of the tight ends. If maybe somebody will do that with an AJB now for one player, for a JJ, for a potential Judkins type player right now. Wide receiver would also be. I mean, you could even trade potentially one of the tight ends for Odunze on the cheap. Coming off a bad game, but buy low on players that might have had a bad game. That's the way to tackle that. My man Smitty, Tyler, 3-3, 12-team full PPR opinions. Mahomes, Gibbs, Judkins, Chase Brown, Marks, Tootin, JSN, London, Myers, Ayuk, Waller, Andrews. I like your team. I mean, Gibbs, Judkins, Mahomes is fantastic. Chase Brown's pretty nice, but you could move him. JSN, London, I don't know. All I'd maybe try and do is move like a Chase Brown and Myers, a Chase Brown and Ricky, a Chase Brown and potentially, I mean, you could bank on Andrews and then cuff him to Likely. Likely's probably available. And then trade Waller and use the likelihood of Waller getting hurt as an older player is kind of high. So you could trade Waller on his high value. I'm not saying he's not good, but Waller and maybe Chase Brown to go get a wide receiver that you shouldn't get. Odunze comes to mind because he's cheap right now. Obviously JJ. London's off the table now. BTJ's intriguing. I don't know if his owner would trade him, but those are things I would think about. Danny says, "Bro, Smitty, you didn't even look at my squad." Let's see what you're talking about, Danny. Let's see what you're talking about. Traded Sutton for Ladd. Is that too much? Team is now. Okay. I mean, it's Bijan, Josh Allen, St. Brown, Buka, Ladd. It's a good team. What other moves to make? I don't know that you can really make any moves. You're not trading Josh Allen or Bijan. Those are league winning. They carry you week in and week out. Buka, if you could trade Buka now with something, but you don't really have a running back, you'd have to go like the Walker owner. See if you could trade Sharps and Buka for like a wide receiver like a London esque player. But it's too late to do that for London. But that's the kind of move you need to make if you're going to try and get out of waiting on Buka. You don't want to go much lower than a Rice or a St. Brown or a JJ, a London, a BTJ. Even like Odunze is a little bit risky because when Egbuka comes back, he could just be an absolute savage. Then again, what if he takes forever to come back? So there's something to entertain, but you're restricted to maybe that Walker owner. I think your team looks really solid. I think Travis Hunter is sketchy, but in your situation, he's usable with what you have. But I definitely would strongly consider trading Egbuka now if you could get an Odunze or something. Chat, would you rather have Egbuka or Odunze bye week free? What we just saw out of Odunze tonight makes me feel like you can get a lot more Egbuka for Odunze and more. But I'm just curious where the injury factor weighs into this. How much of the injury factor weighs in? Who's waiting? What if they do wait until after the bye week? What if Buka sits out weeks 7, 8, by week 9, comes back week 10. Week 10 is still a long time. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That is still 8 weeks of football. I think the only thing that you would want to do is if you did get like an Odunze, you need Odunze in something. You can't do Odunze straight up. You can't do it. Odunze for Buka is not enough. But like if you were to go higher than that, JJ, Rice might be an option. People that have Rice have waited a long time. However, they've been looking at you having Egbuka and they're like, I want Egbuka. So you could potentially get Egbuka. What a day. What a day. Thank you for the super chat. Just traded away Hendy for Chase Brown. Take a lap. No, I think you could easily argue both of these players, my man. They're very, very close. I don't think you're taking a lap on either side of that. Now, I do think Hendy is going to ball at some point, but we just don't know when. We're totally at the mercy of a ridiculous decision-making group of imbeciles that are incapable of seeing what's right in front of them. Drop Mason for Vidal. I don't know if I would say it like that. I definitely want Vidal over Mason if you're going to force my hand, but it doesn't mean I'm dropping Mason. I'm trying to trade him. You missed my super chat, says Christian. Did I, though? Christian? Let's see. Maybe I did. Maybe I did. If I did, I'm sorry. 10-man team, full PPR, QB, JD5, running back Gibbs, Achan, Egbuka, Wilson, AJB, Warren Bowers. No, I didn't. We just went over this. We just went over this in tremendous detail. We got off for Diggs and McBride. Yes, we did go over that. You just weren't. You were just impatient, Christian, but I still appreciate you. Big Poppy, appreciate you. Thank you, Christian, for the double. 12-man PPR. Started off 0-2. Thanks to your show. I've made... Oh. the wording of that. I started off 0-2 thanks to your show. I started off 0-2. Thanks to your show, I've made trades, and I'm now 4-2. All right. There we go. There we go, Big Poppy.
On the rise.
Big Poppy. Big Poppy says... made some trades now, 4-2. Josh Allen, Gibbs, Hendy, Waddle, T-Mac, Odunze, McBride, JD5, Nico, Sharp. Your team is looking really good. Consolidating, I guess you could look. Waddle's been playing good. T-Mac's playing good. Odunze's bye week free and beholden to Caleb's erratic passing. I would say you're probably pretty good standing firm right now, unless you were to maybe move, let's say, Odunze. Or I wouldn't mind you getting into a different running back situation. Go to the Walker owner. See if you can give him Sharbs and Waddle or Sharbs and Odunze for one running back. And if not, like, I'm still interested in potentially going after Rice in a deal that includes like Waddle or T-Mac and something like Sharbs. And then you could even flip then Odunze for a running back. So if you were to do that trade, don't think you can't go get a wide receiver, then trade one of your wide receivers for a running back after that. I think Javonte might be pretty cheap after this week. ETN might be pretty cheap. Do you have Tootin? You can make sure you get Tootin somehow. I think Derrick Henry for one of the wide receivers, like a Odunze or T-Mac for Derrick Henry for Saquon. Certainly a possibility. An injured Bucky being out another week might concern somebody. Judkins for, Odunze for Judkins. You could definitely go in that direction. Rag, appreciate your super chat. Not sure I can handle the winning, Smitty. I have 4 Yahoo leagues and just went 12-0 the last 3 weeks. Wow, after starting 4-8. Bye weeks and injuries next, though. Rag, nice job. Jeez. And I'm not saying it's not true, but if that is 100% accurate, you didn't miscalculate. I don't know anybody's been 12-0. I don't think anyone's reported that. That's crazy. Traded Bijan on Friday for Judkins and Scadaboo. After the Giants game, before Sunday's games, 10-man triple flex. Look, I mean, you got some good value there, but I mean, yeah, Bijan's just worth like Judkins, Scadaboo, and like a Devontae Adams as well. Hampton on IR. How bad did I do? It's not that you did bad. I mean, I like those players, but you should have got an entire extra, like, low-end wide receiver 1 on top of that. That's just the value that Bijan commands. Now, granted, hindsight's 20/20 or even 15/15. He's worth more tonight than he was yesterday. He's worth more now than he was 4 hours ago. So it's easy to say that you should have got way more. You should have got more, but now you should have, in hindsight, of course, should have got way, way more. But you can't live in the past, my boy. You just can't do it. So, horrible news on the Puka, Garrett Wilson, Bucky Irving front. No doubt. No doubt. And for those that didn't watch this video, go watch it. I think it's like a 13-minute video where we break down all the players that have busted through week number 7. But we do have a couple people that may have turned the page, like London, who had a thinking emoji. You know, we could probably turn that one green. But we did this video before. We knew that could flip. So I'm not going to change it. It's just that is probably changed as of tonight. And anybody with the red X is busted. Doesn't matter if they got injured. Doesn't matter if their quarterback got injured. They busted on you. The cost of entry, they have not delivered. They have not delivered. Doesn't matter where they rank amongst their position even. You know, like some saying that McBride definitely is still tight end 3 or 4. He shouldn't be considered a thinking question mark. You know, Trey McBride right up here. But at that cost of entry, he better have delivered fantasy points, which he has yet to deliver some total. So he is not a green check mark. It doesn't matter that the position is down overall. It doesn't matter where he ranks inside the position. This is the list of busts, the red X's, the scratching my chin emoji is basically they haven't busted. You can't give them a red X, but they certainly haven't delivered what they're supposed to deliver. And then you got, you know, all the green check marks. But essentially, the bust rate is about 37% on the first top 24. So the first, basically everybody over here at T. Higgins is 24 players. 37% bust rate, red X, complete bust. About a 40, I want to say 40 to 45, I forget what the number is. 45% if you include the scratching my chin emoji. And if you go with red X's only, so a bust only, you have about a 40 to 43% total bust rate on the top 48 to 50 overall players. That is crazy. This is one of the most devastating fantasy football injury-riddled seasons we've ever seen. Absolute lunacy. But anybody that wants to quit over this stuff, I think that's kind of like a weak approach. You know, everybody's getting hit with the injuries. And even if, let's say, you got hit worse than the average person, I mean, this is why you play. The challenge of it all. If we're no longer worried about challenges, if we want to win by 150 points before Monday night even kicks off, and we don't want to watch a close game where you're down by 10 and you've got a player and he doesn't, and you're down by 10. If you don't like that, you got to remember why you played to begin with. It was because of that. Your buddy said, look at the adrenaline rush you get over here. And every season restarts so quickly. Just get rejuvenated and kick it into high gear and go crush the next year and do things you normally wouldn't do. And in the meantime, you can do underdog. Code Smitty. They'll match you play $5, you get $100. And here's the link to that. I'll pin it in the live chat. But you can redraft every single week. And if you're tired of, like, let's say you just got hit with injuries, you can go week to week. You could just draft a week 7 fantasy football team, a week 8 fantasy football team. They even have a third quarter team or whatever, where it's weeks 9, 10, 11, 12. And so you're drafting a fantasy team. You have to keep in mind the buys that fall in there. But you draft for weeks 9, 10, 11, 12 only. That draft is up on Underdog, promo code Smitty. Again, link is pinned in the live chat, code Smitty. If you manually download the app and you play 5, you get 100 in bonus funds. But go try a weeks 9 through 12 draft. It's phenomenal. Should I trade Judkins for Henry? After the bye, I have Bucky and Gibbs. I'd probably rather have Judkins, bro. I mean, it's debatable, but I'd rather have Judkins. Rice, Lamb, Sutton, Ladd, 3 and 3 need a running back. Who to sell? Probably sell Sutton if I can, but will you get enough? I don't know that you'll get the same type of return. Someone like Rice. I don't think I'm trading Rice or Lamb, though. They're league winners, bro. And Ladd, I don't know if you'll get enough for Ladd. People are wanting to see it again. So Sutton's a pretty big name think you could go after a. You might have to go after a gamble, though. You know, I don't think you're getting a Judkins. You could throw something in, Sutton and a running back for Judkins, a Monty, something like that. But I think you're going to have to gamble a little bit. You're going to have to go after an ETN potentially, which would be a good bet. I think given Sutton, you could go after Dowdle. People are trying to kind of get rid of Dowdle before it falls off. But I think those are players you could risk it on. Chase Brown, you might have to go in that direction. It's not easy, bro. It's not an easy quest to go get an RB with that crew. And if you were to trade, let's say, a Lamb, you need to go get higher than Judkins. You could get a Lamb for Judkins and an Adams or something. Got offered A.J. Brown and Breece Hall and Kirk for my Egbuka and White. A.J. Brown, Breece Hall, and Kirk for Egbuka and White. Chat, vote on this one for Daniel, but I don't think I'm trading. I don't trust A.J. Brown. I don't know. Chat, vote on this one. I don't think I'm trading. I don't trust A.J. Brown. I don't trust Breece Hall's situation. Part of me wonders if you're just thinking you're getting nothing out of this after a week or two. You know? But chat, vote on this one, please. That one's kind of tough to, like, gauge because I just think, yeah. What if Buka only misses the 1 week? Lamar, May, Bijan, Dowdle, Hendy, Harvey, Sharps, Tet, BTJ, Rice, Hunter, Fannin, 4-2, and no idea what moves to try and do, or just wait out RJ and Hendy. I mean, wait them out. Wait them out for sure. Don't, like, cut them. But Tet, BTJ, Rice is going to start doing good work for you. Fannin's about to go through the roof with Njoku injured. Bijan and Dowdle should suffice for now. I say wait. That's a pretty good team. I think sometimes teams don't need to be touched, and that team I would probably hold. Have PPR 5-1. Darnold's playing good ball. Bijan, Achane, JT. You can't get better than that. Odunze, Tet, Pitts. This is a good squad. Bourne, Vidal. The only thing I would look to move would be like Worthy and Vidal. Potentially Tet and Worthy. Tet and Vidal for like that Henry, Barkley. Adams I like more than Worthy. So Vidal and Worthy for Adams. JJ, I wonder if you could trade all three for JJ. I would consider Henry or Barkley. Actually, you can't use them, right? Because you got all three. So wide receiver wise, I think Adams makes a lot of sense. Nico, St. Brown. I have Bijan and I need a wide receiver running back. What do I do? Who do I trade for? You don't trade Bijan. No. Not unless you're getting Achane and London. So try it. But the things that I would accept for Bijan right now, I don't think you'll get. But you'd have to go literally shopping for an Achane. And let's say you went Judkins. You need Judkins and JJ for Bijan. You could try those, but I'm certainly not trading Bijan. I'd trade something else. 14-man, 2-1 Superflex, T-Law, Tua, London, Swift and Monty, Hunt, Haskins. Any moves, ideas? My London for Buka and Genti. I'm okay with that trade at 2-1. How you 2-1? You guys just started or late or something? I guess I'd be okay with that. 2-1. London for Buka and Genti. I think I'd take that. Yeah. Because I think Genti's going to hang with London, sure. And then you get Buka. That's fantastic. Outside of that, I'd maybe sell high on Swift. You know, Swift and Golden, Swift and a quarterback for a slight quarterback bump. Ricky, those make a lot of sense. I like that team, though. Damn. And if you pull that trade off, that's remarkable. If you had to throw in a little something, I probably would, but make sure it's not something crazy. Smitty, trade Garrett Wilson and Monty for Adams and Mason and Rashad White. I'd take Adams, Mason, and Rashad White. Oh, you did it before this week. Now Egbuka hurt. What do I do? So traded Garrett Wilson and Monty for Adams, Jordan Mason, Rashad White before the trade. Now Egbuka's hurt. What do I do? Well, what do? You got a good return there. Adams does a great move. Adams steps in. That was fantastic. I don't think I'm tearing anything down. I would explore selling Rico, but if you sell Rico, you almost have to get a running back because Rico and Etienne are your RBs. I don't know if you have Tootin or not. You got to make sure you get Tootin on here. to secure up that running back room. Sharps to the Walker owner to try and see if they'll give you a wide receiver that's right around Buka for a Buka and Sharps, but make sure it's like a Nico or a St. Brown or, London-esque player. Past that, I'm probably waiting on Buka. I love Adams. Adams' value goes up a ton. Mason and Sharps for one player. J-Mo's a nice wide receiver to go get using Mason or Charbonnet. Make sure you get Tootin. See if you can go to the Tootin owner and do some sort of deal where you're getting Tootin thrown in and just throw him in at the end, but like a Mason for J-Mo and Tootin to secure up your situation. I don't know. Drop Woody for Fannin. Thank you for the super chat. Drop Woody for Fannin. I have Kelsey. Why would you drop? I'm not trying to blast your question, but I appreciate you dropping a super chat. But why would you drop Fannin now? You've held on to Fannin right now, and Fannin's about to get his wings, and you're going to cut him loose right when he's about to fly. Oh, drop Woody for Fannin. I'm sorry. I thought you were dropping Fannin. Let's fly. I don't cut Woody. Figure out another way. Drop a kicker for now and then buy yourself some time. I'm sorry. I misread his question. Drop Woody for Fannin. Fannin to the moon. Drop your kicker and let's buy some time, bro. I don't want you dropping Woody Marks. I really don't. We got a $50 hauler from my boy Husseini. Husseini, appreciate your $50 hauler. You monster, you. Thank you very much for the super chat. $50 hauler. Boom. Boom.
Alert. Super chat alert.
From Husseini. Husseini, appreciate you. Husseini says, Smitty 1 and 5 needs serious help. Full PPR. Got JD5 Dak, JCM, Judkins, Benson, Neighbors, Rice, Sutton, Laddie, Golden, Tyler Warren, Woody, Knight, Ramondre. Need to make a trade or stand down. Banking on Rice. Attaboy. Best advice. I'm desperate. I'd probably trade JD5 if this is a 1 QB, and I think it is because I don't see Superflex anywhere. I'm probably banking on Dak, and JD5 had 3 TDs. And so he's tradable right now. And I think Dak is very, very much startable. So maybe a JD5 and JCM for an Adams, for a Judkins. Oh, you got Judkins, damn it. For a Henry, for a Saquon. JD5 and let's say Sutton for a slight wide receiver upgrade. JD5 for Adams alone. JD5 and Sutton for a little bit a player a little bit higher than Adams. Even JJ's doable if you were to throw in, let's say, JCM, Husseini. All those would be ways to make that team work, I believe. Amon-Ra St. Brown for JJ and Chase Brown. That's some crazy abbreviations there, Cajun. Amon-Ra St. Brown for JJ and Chipburn, Chase Brown. I'd probably say give me Chase Brown and JJ. Need a running back. Amon-Ra for Rice and Scattaboo. I take Rice and Scattaboo. I like that one better. Rice and Scattaboo, my boy. I like that a lot. That's some value. PPR is Mark Andrews droppable. Depends on the pickup. And Michael Mayer and Gadsden on waivers. I'd probably rather have... you got Fannins here. Good. I guess I'd rather have... Probably rather have Gadsden for longer term play on the year or Michael Mayer. But when Bowers comes back, Mayer will drop off. I don't think there's a great option here for you. I'd almost rather go after an RB and stash some sort of RB, to be honest, bro. Nothing's really tickling my fancy there. I love Fannin. Keep Fannin in the lineup. He's going to ball. 2 and 4 lost by a combined 4 points last 3 weeks. Not sure where to go from here. Puka, Bucky, Egbuka. You get hit. Wilson got hit with injury bad, bro. Really bad. I don't know what to tell you on this one. You got to kind of like sit it out. You're 2 and 4. Like I told that other guy, you could lose 2 more games and you're still better off than the person that lost. People have gone 0-6. And so you lose 2 more games, and it's almost as if you went 0-6, and then you started winning, and you won 2 games in a row, and you're on a 2-game winning streak. You got to just approach it that way. You got to wait this out. Unless you were to trade, let's say, London, and you might even win the next week. You might lose 1 week, and then Bucky helps win you this next week. But you could trade London, but you better get like Judkins and Adams, bro. And I would explore Adams or a Judkins trade, see what wide receiver see what wide receiver you can get. And trading Garrett Wilson, I mean, I'd try Kraft and Wilson for one player, and go rogue at tight end. I don't know what tight ends are out there, but that would be the best way to try and get rid of Garrett Wilson, to make sure somebody that needs a tight end says, I'll take Kraft. Okay, I'll take the risk on Garrett Wilson. Then you get out of it, get Adams. Adams would be great for that. Trade Dak and Jalen Warren for Kyren in a 1 QB. Dak and Jalen Warren, I would take Kyren in a heartbeat in a 1 QB for sure. Ben, appreciate your $5 hauler, my boy. 10-man full PPR, JD5, Egbuka, Debo, Hendy, Carter, Tyler Warren, benches, Harvey, Gordon, Fannin, Love, Lamb, Benson, Mahalo. Appreciate you. God, you got hit pretty hard. The Debo situation this week sucked. Egbuka getting hurt sucks. JD5 played well. Hendy, we're waiting on. Carter's got, I guess, screwed out of his situation like we kind of knew he would. Tyler Warren's been balling. I don't know that there's much for you to do. You get Lamb coming back, Bucky out a week, Egbuka out a little bit of time. I don't think there's much to trade here. I think you're probably just letting Lamb come back, try and see if he can carry you, try and tread water. You're 3-3. You can afford a loss or two as you await your return of your boys. I think I'd be giving you bad advice to tell you to sell any of this. There's just not a market for it right now. You're better off just kind of waiting. This one here from Jay. This one here from Bare Bones. Appreciate you, Bare Bones. This one from Rag. Rag, appreciate you dropping the super chat on screen, my boy. And then TJ, thank you for the super chat, all 4 of you. Bare Bones, appreciate you. Allen, Genty, Hall, Chase Brown, Hampton, Rice, MHJ, Pearsall, Coleman, Waller, 3-3. Like Hall, love Allen. I'm sorry, like Genty, like Allen, love Allen. Hall's questionable. Chase Brown's questionable. I wonder if you could trade both of them to somebody that just got one running back, like Judkins or something. I'd definitely take Judkins and something small over Hall and Brown. Or Achan, or Kyren, or... Honestly, I'd take Henry over those two, and then you get something back, or try and do a haul for Henry, haul for Barkley. Try and do one of those guys with a Keon Coleman or a Pearsall. Try and trade MHJ, who I have tons of concerns about. MHJ and Hall for a Henry and something, for a Barkley and something. MHJ and Chase Brown for a Henry and something, a Barkley and something. I think I'm probably going in those directions, my guy, because there's a lot of value there. There's a lot of risk, but a lot of potential value. And I think Judkins, again, is a very, very good go-get player right now using Chase Brown and like MHJ. Just get something back with him. You don't want to do it 2-for-1, but I'm definitely buying low on Judkins. Dynasty traded away MHJ for Pickens. Thoughts? I'd rather have Pickens. Pickens looks fantastic right now. And that's not going to change. He's not going to do what he did this week, every week, but he's going to be great. I have evidence on the 12. I don't need Rag. I was just saying that if you didn't miscalculate. I haven't heard that the last probably 2 years, someone being 12-0 like that. So great work. Sticking to your advice, and please for patience for the 2 years. I'm now getting it done. Appreciate you, Rag. I wasn't questioning you, by the way. I'm just saying if you did have that right. I haven't heard 12-0 in a while. It's a great job. 4-2. How can I improve? JD5, May, Bucky, Rashad. At least you've backed that up. If it's a 1 QB, I'm probably trading JD5 or Drake May. And probably Drake May is the one you'd want to keep. JCM and JD5 for one player, one running back. Mason and JD5 for one player, one running back. K9 and JD5 for one player, one running back. Henry, Barkley, Judkins. And then Lamb, Rice, Buka. I'm probably waiting on Buka here. And unless I can get rid of like Debo, you could get rid of Debo and JCM for a Barkley or Henry as well. Got to drop one. If I'm dropping one of these players, I'd probably drop, unfortunately, Golden. Unfortunately. But I like Golden a lot right now at the cost of entry, which is free, clearly, as you're dropping them. So for anybody who needs a receiver, Golden's pretty good. Got offered Pickens, Henry, and Bowers for my CMC and Adams. It's not enough. The whole point in trading CMC is getting multiple players for just CMC. You start throwing in Adams, you're evening the scale. It's not even close. You got to trade CMC to get an Adams type player. Like Henry and Bowers. Bowers is hurt. Pickens is great, but he's not. Lamb is coming back, so you got to temper expectations. If you were to trade CMC for Henry, Pickens, and Bowers, it would still be questionable because the players you're getting are not locks. And now you're throwing in Adams? Absolutely not. Doing the 1 for 3 is not even necessarily the best move on fair market value return. But what can you get for Bowers? Almost absolutely nothing. That's why you hold him. Bowers is a hold. He's just a hold, plain and simple. Plain and simple. I don't think trading Bowers is smart on any level. Unless you package him with the player. Like, let's say you were to send Bowers and Sutton for like a JJ. And you were able to get something, but that's what you do. Yeah, Luke McCaffrey's looking good. They like using him. He's definitely a waiver ad. Open phone lines briefly. 10-second questions, no full team breakdowns, or I hang up.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Brought to you by pentonprint.com. All your business printing needs can be handled by Penton Print, who also owns the Attic.shop, by the way. 951, mute yourself. I'll be right with you. Please hit the mute button and turn down any background noise. I'll be right with you. Glad I don't have him this year. Who are you speaking of? Bowers? I don't know. I don't even know who you're talking of. There's so many players. I mean, this is crazy. The amount of players that have played good this year are, you could count them on two hands. Like, played good all year. Even watching Odunze and Judkins fail this week, it's crazy to see the reactions or the overreactions to Judkins, for example. Like, I really still like Judkins a lot. And I think the Browns like him a lot too. So to watch the overreactions, Judkins should be traded for. I'm pretty pissed off that Caleb can't get the ball to Odunze, but I still would buy Odunze because game scripting is probably still going to be pretty good for him for the majority of the year. But this is a harsh reminder of what Caleb Williams can do to a player like him. Mahomes, Genti, Kyron, Vidal, Harvey, Stevenson, CD, Puka, Rice, Nico. Love the team. Fantastic squad. 4-2, Mahomes, Genti, Kyron. I think I'm sitting on this one. The only thing I'd consider moving is, I mean, God, you could wait on Egbuka with this team. I would probably say stand down entirely. Unless I can move Vidal with Genti or Vidal with Kyron to just upgrade that slightly, that's probably the only move to make, period. Other than that, it's essentially, this is essentially a home run team right now. CD, Rice coming back in the nick of time. Even if you did trade Puka and let's say Puka and Vidal for like a safer player that's playing now, I could consider that. But what would that look like? JJ? Sure. London? Absolutely. Vidal and Puka for London, for JJ, for Nico, for St. Brown. If you could get out of the waiting game on Puka, it would be entertaining for sure. Past that, I don't think I'm doing anything. Travis, you're live. What's up, my boy?
Yeah, so obviously, Odunze, he's going to have his risk because of Caleb. Keep an eye on the DJ Moore thing, though. I just saw a thing saying he left the game in an ambulance for precautionary reasons. So if there's something wrong with him and he's out of the lineup, it just opens up a few more targets. Yeah. So
For sure.
Could be a positive.
And we're buying him regardless, though. As I was mentioning, like people are freaking out about Judkins and Odunze, but that's even more of a reason to get on that Odunze train. But yeah, Odunze just not getting fed is frustrating because he's such a good player. This is why I didn't want him going to Chicago, because if you guys remember back, Odunze and Neighbors were really close for me in terms of talent, and we'll never really know how good Odunze could be because he's not in a different situation. But we obviously know, we've seen flashes, and Odunze's been in top 6 to 12 conversations briefly over the course of this fantasy season. People have been that high on him briefly. Luther Burden's also a really good player who would go up tremendously if something like that happened. 2 and 4, Nix, Wilson, Sutton, Rice, Bijan, Sharps, Ferguson, Jamo, Hampton, Fannin, Fields, Horton, Pierce, Algier, Shepard. Finally get Rice back and lose Wilson. I'm sorry, bro. The team's good, though. I mean, Sutton, Rice, and Bijan and Jamo. I mean, losing Fannin sucks. Hampton sucks. Fannin to the moon. I don't know that there's much for you to do. I'm probably at 2 and 4 with Bijan, especially with the bye week out of the way. Kind of ride this train out. If you traded Bijan right now, which is really your only play, if you were to trade, you're trading away a bye week advantage. So I'd probably just hang tight, Brady. It's a tough pill to swallow, but man, you got a good team. You just got to wait it out. Hold on one second, guys. Let me merge this call. 713, mute yourself. I'll put you on hold. Just mute yourself. I'll be right with you. All right, continue, Travis. Go ahead.
Just one other thing I was going to say was, sounds like Benson is probably going to be back for week 10, and so keep an eye on him. People are going to be dropping him potentially. If you can get him for really cheap, I think he's still going to have a really good chance of taking that backfield over, because no one is separating at all. And they're starting damn night, I mean, it could be cloudy and stuff, but even with Kyler, you could think, oh, that's bad, but if they have someone running the ball well, they may rely on them.
Yeah. All right, hold on one second, Travis. Let me circle around the phone line real quickly. I agree. I think Benson's got a lot of talent. 810, you're live. What can I do for you? What's your name?
Hi, this is Kiefer.
What's up, Kiefer?
Hey, man. Panic Peter here. Just with Bucky, I'm starting to think, since with the bye week in week 9, do you think he's out till week 10?
He could be. He could be.
Kiefer,
Panic Peter. He could be. It's hard to say, man. I mean, like I said to you just a few minutes ago, this quote by his head coach, Todd Bowles, saying, and I could just picture him. I didn't actually hear the clip, so just reading the quote. Usually I do find it, but I hadn't had time with all the stuff going on today. But the quote is as follows, and I could just see him saying it like this. Is Bucky playing, sir? And then Todd Bowles going, yeah, week 7 is not in play for Bucky. I could just see a very, very, very negative tone. I didn't see it. If anybody saw it, they can tell me what his demeanor was. But just not saying we're going to see, or the fact that they know already is kind of a bad sign that this could be 2 more weeks. And then, yes, they would use the bye week, beat by week 9, and then he'd be back by, week 10. But keep in mind that Bucky won leagues for people last year, was 9th in running back rushing yards by not playing much at all till week 10, and then not really starting until week 13. So this is still potentially a top 8 running back in fantasy football. That's how much volume he gets. So it sucks, man. I get it. I understand the pain. You almost got to take a gamble that no matter what, it's going to be okay, that when he gets back, he'll be 100%, and that the volume will be there for him. But trading him is going to be pretty hard.
In the meantime, do you think Breece Hall and Jordan Mason will cover me for those weeks he's out?
I don't have a high confidence of it, but it's possible. I mean,
I got good receivers. Maybe I should make a trade.
Maybe. I think a good buy low would be Judkins right now. If you were to trade, let's say, both those.
Marvin Harrison for Judkins?
Yeah, good luck. But yes. Of course, I'd take that. Good luck. Trade one of the running backs you just mentioned with MHJ, or trade both of the not Bucky, both of the running backs you just mentioned, Mason and who was it? Mason and who? Brees, for Judkins.
Brees Hall.
Yeah, or go get Henry. Go take a gamble on Barkley.
Okay, I'll try to do that. And real quick, with Rachaad White looking so good, even with Bucky back, do you think they're starting to split it up a little bit more?
No, I think it'd be the same workload. I mean, Rachaad White will be used, but no more. They'll rotate him in. Look, Bucky's a monster.
Rachaad White looks good, man. I just want to let you know.
Thanks for letting me know. Okay, 951, you're live.
Hey, what's good, Smitty?
What's up, my boy?
So a few days ago, I listened to you and I traded away Gibbs and Harrison, and I got Chase and Rice.
Hold on.
Hold
on. Gibbs, you traded Gibbs and MHJ
I traded away Gibbs and MHJ for Chase and Rice.
Okay.
I think I smashed on that, by the way. You smashed on that because you told me to do that.
Well, yeah. I mean, I would say that MHJ took a little bit of a dump this week, so the value definitely went down. But yeah. I mean, I think that's a good return. Sure. Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, but so after that, since I got rid of Gibbs, my running backs aren't looking too great. So this week I had to start Hendy and Brees and Bill. But next week I'll get Rice and TD back, obviously. But I'll still have Bill and Brees in my RB1 and 2. So I'm wondering what I should do about that.
Same thing I just told that guy to do. Go try and see if you can get Barkley, Hendy, or Judkins.
I have Hendy on my bench.
I'm sorry, Henry, Barkley, or Judkins.
Oh, Henry?
Yeah. Because they're good.
Did you have to trade a receiver?
What?
Should I trade a receiver for that? Like, I have Wandale and Pearsall.
MHJ and one of the running backs, I guess.
I traded away MHJ. I don't have it anymore.
Oh.
Yeah.
What did you trade MHJ for?
It was MHJ and Gibbs, and I got
that was the one you traded MHJ. I'm sorry. I was thinking.
Yeah, you're good.
I don't know. Henry's pretty cheap right now. What receivers?
Yeah, he is.
What receivers can you add to? Who's your running back that you're going to be able to trade?
The running back
that you can trade. What running back can you trade in this deal to get a receiver? Or you're trying to get a receiver, right?
No, I'm trying to get a running back.
Running
receivers are going to be. Wait. So what? Sorry, what receiver?
Yeah, no, I'm all over. Sorry, I was reading a couple of comments and I got distracted. Okay, so you're trying to get a running back. You're trying to get a running back. Give me the players that you have to work with to trade.
So Brees, Wandale, and then Chase, CD, Rice, and then Bill and Brees.
Bill.
Pearsall too.
Pearsall, Wandale. Wandale's got some value. Judkins is.
I don't know if Tutin's available, but ETN is an option too. If you can cut him with Tutin.
Judkins, ETN, Henry, and Barkley. I think I'd try for those.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to include Wandale and Pearsall because I'm not starting them. They're on my bench.
Throw them in. Give them away. Yeah. I mean, I honestly would give up all three of these for one of these running backs in your situation because you said you had Rice, you had Lamb, you had Chase. You're fine. You just go get one of these running backs.
Yeah, I'm good. Okay. That's my running back. Like I think I'll be good in a few weeks because I think Hendy can break out. Bill will be fine eventually. Marks could be good, and I just right now though I'm kind of weird.
Yeah. Danny Dennis has it correct. If I look like I'm zoned sometimes, like I can't. Like, you're telling me all this and I couldn't retain anything. The way you got to think of my head is I got a really good memory. But with this kind of stuff, it's an open bucket. Like, I just picture like 4 or 5 like elves inside my head. And the lineups come in, they got the bucket, and they're pulling the rope, and you throw the information in, and as soon as the call's over or in the middle of the call, they pull the rope and dumps it out my other ear. Like, I can't, there's no way I can, there's so many things that I hear. My brain I'm trained to dump things, and sometimes I dump it before I'm even done with the call, and I apologize. But Daddy Dennis is right. Just name another human being who's heard more lineups and trades in the last year or period.
Bro, no, you're actually crazy though. Every day, every single day of the year, like multiple times a day too. It's crazy. Like I've never seen anyone more dedicated to it.
It's 3 shows a day. Like my brain is overloaded. I go out. Sometimes it affects me. Like I go out with the fam, and I'm out there talking to them, and I'm literally, it's like when they're telling me something, Miss Smitty will be like, hey, on Thursday, I'm taking it in, and the elves are putting them in the bucket, and then they're dumping it. And she'll tell me something.
You just start seeing ghosts of Bijan everywhere. Like everywhere you look, you see Bijan.
I don't listen to anything she's saying half the time, and I feel horrible. I'm trying to work on that, but she tells it to me, and I throw it out. I throw it out like it's a lineup question. It's like, hey, pick up. Is there a way you can do some sort of pickup this week? And I'm like, I don't know. I might have a live stream, and so I'm like, okay. And
have her give you like a $50 hauler or something.
Yeah, that might help. All right, bro, try and go get one of those running backs.
All right, I got you. Thank you.
All right, I already forgot what I was saying to him. Boom, gone. Who was that? Who was that? I don't even know what that was. That's out of here. My brain is literally, it works like that. It's so hard to explain because it's not. Some people are like, Smitty, you don't remember. I remember so much, but I just don't have enough capacity to take in something long term like that because my brain's filing it in a certain way. 713, you're live.
How's it going, Smitty?
Yo.
Hey, I just want to know your thoughts on Dallas Goedert. I mean, is he everything that the Eagles want him to be this year, or should I sell him high?
You get a little romantic and carried away there. I mean, this relationship with Dallas Goedert has been up and down his whole career. He gets hurt, plays well, he gets hurt. Hurts is not like dedicated to feeding him year round every single game. This is ebb and flow, but yeah, he looks good. Goedert has always been capable, but think of it like in some ways the way James Cook has been playing. Started off completely hot. Everyone thought that there couldn't be any cooling at all, and now we've got a little bit of cooling going on, and people are running around like asking the questions of whether they should get rid of James Cook. And Judkins was everybody's darling. 1 week goes by. So just give it 1 week, and then you're not asking this, such a romantic question about Dallas Goedert and his. Also, keep in mind the reason he's doing good is because Jalen Hurts can't throw the football, so he underhand granny throws it to Goedert once a game in the end zone. Like, here you go, 1, 2, 3, and he throws an underhand pass to him, and teams are gonna catch on to that. Like, teams will start preparing for the granny throw at and around the goal line. But yeah, Goddard's always, the problem with Goedert is he'll pop up on the injury report on a Thursday, and then he'll just be ruled out on Friday. You'll be like, what in the hell? He'll pop up on the injury report, and then he'll be ruled out. But you ride the train until the wheels fall off. Why? Because this tight end pool this year has been very underwhelming. So he's obviously really good right now.
If you could pick up,
I should sell high when I can. Yeah.
What, Travis?
What do you think I can get for Dallas Goedert right now?
Yeah, I was just saying if you could pick up a Fannin or something, use him in a deal to get something. I don't know. Yeah, I
definitely would start Fannin, trade Goedert, like if you did get him, because Goddard's got more trade value probably. But I don't know. A Lad would have been perfect. I've been screaming that all week and the week prior, and now Lad's probably not attainable for that. But you easily could have got Lad for that. I think Jamo's still kind of in play if you need a wide receiver. I think McLaurin injured right now, coming back is not a bad move if you needed a wide receiver. I think, in a package deal might get you more than just 1-for-1. Let's say you had a Ja'Cory Crosby-Merritt or you had a Jordan Mason. You might be able to get a ETN or, something like that. Yeah, Odunze. Judkins, if you had maybe a little bit better running back than Mason, you could throw in. Let's see a Chase Brown and Goedert for Judkins. That could work. So you're probably better off using
right now.
Goedert
I
as
think
an
I'm better off in running backs. Would you have any suggestions for wide receivers? That's actually what I need.
Yeah, I mean, JJ, if you're throwing Goedert in with a receiver that's below JJ, that could get that done. If we're talking about straight up 1-for-1, I don't think you get Adams unless you threw in something small. Pickens was someone you could attain. Now that's out the window. Sutton might be somebody you could get straight up. I think Worthy, people are still panicked on him a little bit. BTJ's off the table. That would have been easy. You should have asked this last week, bro. That would have been pretty easy to get a couple of these guys like BTJ. That's off the table now. Odunze, like Travis just said, maybe, but I doubt straight up. Rice, he's coming back, so it's too late for that. Addison, maybe 1-for-1 if you needed a wide receiver. JMO 1-for-1. Waddle's probably off the table now. McLaurin, like I said. Lad McConkey, try for Lad. You never know. Lad might not be off the table yet. You never know.
All right.
All right, later, bro.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Ron Navy. Ron Navy.
What's up, Smitty?
What's up? Oh, you asleep?
What's up, Travis?
What's up? You sick? Oh.
Yeah, I'm sick. I'm sick of my team losing all the time.
Well, I mean, things are looking better for you. The Steelers.
No, I did good in my FFPC stuff, but my on my
Underdog.
all my other leagues in no, not Underdog in Sleeper League.
Yeah.
All four of them lost.
Well,
all four of my teams
I mean, the
lost.
injuries are
But-
devastating. Go ahead.
Yeah, they are. It's like Egbuka didn't do me good this week. I mean, I don't have nothing against Egbuka, of course, but I mean, I'm sitting there with 4 points, and Samuels didn't do up to snuff today, and my main guys, But here's the thing: is like my running backs, like in this one league, Hall, Scadaboo, and Henderson, right? What do I do to improve that? Because I mean, yes, we all love Hendy, but he's not being utilized right. Hall's not doing Hall stuff lately.
Scott's pulling his weight.
Huh?
Redraft, right? Not Dynasty.
Yeah, it's not Dynasty.
Well, what can you throw in with Hall to take a gamble on Barkley or Henry, or to take a gamble on, trade Hall and something for Judkins? You fit the same bill as all these other questions that are asking the same thing. Like, you just throw one person in with Hall, make Hall more attractive by adding a counter, a secondary piece, and then send it on over in a 2-for-1. Hall for Judkins, but you got to add something. Hall for Henry, but you got to add something. Hall for Barkley, you got to add something. Those are really the only three running backs that come to mind that feel like they can be stolen right now with the current values right now. Everybody else is injured. I mean, you could go after Javonte something, but I almost think, there's still some risk there as well. Hall's got risk. Hall and Javonte are kind of like in the same boat. I think James Cook you can maybe get if you threw in a player with Hall, but it's James Cook, Henry, Barkley, and Judkins. Those are the main guys I think you could steal away, or an injured Bucky, but can you wait? I don't know.
Well, what about throw in Quentin Johnston or Addison with it?
Sure.
Is that too much?
I'd rather keep Addison if you need the receiver depth, but I would throw Quentin Johnston in.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe I could. And here's the other thing: is I don't ask you a lot about these ones because they're all somehow tied to your audience, so makes things harder to ask.
Real quickly, let me answer these real quick. Smitty, help 2 and 4 have Allen, Stroud, Lamb, Nico, Puka, Debo, Evans, Hampton, Hall, JCM, Warren, Woody. What do I do? Thanks, Smitty. Appreciate you. Aaron, I'd probably say with Josh Allen, Lamb, and Nico, and you're looking solid. Your running backs are great. Evans probably comes back. We hope he comes back this week. So really, you work on the RBs a little bit. You got Henry, though. I don't mind holding that and banking on it. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's a good gamble to take. So you're like Ron. Take Hall with JCM, Hall with Debo. I mean, I'd even do Hall and Buka for a stud like JJ just to get out of the waiting game. And maybe you get something back with JJ. But Aaron, that's probably where I'd take that team. And if not going after JJ, then you could trade Buka for Judkins. You could trade Buka for Henry or Barkley straight up and get something small, I suppose, with it. But I don't know. Buka's hard to trade. You're 2-4. Again, even if Buka does sit out 2 games, then has the bye week, you still have week 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So you have 8 weeks, 5 regular season weeks. So if you win 5 games, let's say, then you're going to have a 7-win record. I don't know. Some of you might be hard pressed to win without Buka for the 2 weeks and the bye week, but I certainly would entertain all of those suggestions that I gave you. And then 4 and 2, I have Allen and Bijan and Bucky and Garrett Wilson and Myers and Olave. Any trade suggestions? Probably going to tell you to hold Allen and Bijan. I'd probably hold Bucky. Garrett Wilson's impossible to trade right now unless you can go to that Walker owner. I keep advising people, anybody that has Sharps alone, go to the Walker owner. You might have already done this, but each week they're going to feel differently. So I would trade Walker or trade Sharps and Garrett Wilson for like one Odunze type player that feels shaky. Like Adams would be perfect right now, unless the Adams owner is so astute they know that he's going to the moon potentially while Hook is out, but you still might catch him sleeping. But if not, Odunze is a good player to attack using Garrett Wilson. You're just going to be required to throw something at them to divert and distract them from the 1-for-1. That's just the nature of 2-for-1 trades. That's the psychology behind it. Sutton or Wilson for Shakir, Stevenson, Pacheco. No thanks. I don't know, Brady, what you're doing there. I mean, Shakir's okay, but it's not like, what did Shakir end up with tonight? It was, let me see if I got it right here. I think I ended up Buffalo. Here it is. Shakir ended up with 3 for 33. No. There's nothing on this trade that you're getting that, I mean, there's no way I'm giving up Sutton for this. There's no way I'm giving up Garrett Wilson, who I'd rather just wait on. This is a bunch of trash. Thank you, though, for the super chat. Glad I just saved your life. And then the Racing Boy was down by 20, had Debo, Bijan, and I had, sorry, bro, if I pulled this up and then didn't answer it. Racing Boy, you still here? Was down 20. He had Debo, Bijan. I had JD5 in London and managed to pull out by 3. You know, it's crazy is I would have, I probably, if you asked me which side do you think won with this scenario, down by 20 and he had Debo, Bijan, and you had JD5 London, I probably would have said he won, like just off the top of my head, you know, just glancing at, because you're down by 20 and I'm like, wow. But congrats, bro. JD5 scoring's different too across different leagues, but all right, go ahead, Travis. Anything else you got? And then I probably won't be here much longer, boys.
I think Ron was saying something about a trade. I'm not sure.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ron.
Go.
Hello, Ron. You're on mute, Ron.
What?
What's up? You got anything else?
I just these injuries, they're taking a toll. I mean, every single week. And you think Egbuka's out for what, 2 weeks?
Well, the problem is we got that by week 9, so it's really possible that he ends up sitting 2 weeks and then has a bye week. But it's hard to say. Should we?
So then who do you target? Do you target Tez?
I mean, yeah, I don't mind grabbing Tez.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody's got to go in and fill that position. Oh, what do you got there?
Do we put up a Bijan?
Unwrapping. Yeah.
We should put the Bijan up. I got Josh Allen up because you guys know half my family's from Buffalo, so I have ties to Buffalo, so that's why you always hear me talk Josh Allen.
Nice.
Let's
You
put.
gotta find a spot for that.
Let's put Bijan up here.
That's Bijan.
Josh, I'm sorry, Joshy boy. Joshy boy. Let's put Bijan up here. This is going to be hard to do. These things are tough to. Now, there's a Bijan, man. I don't know if this is too big. You know, I'll do a local. Oh, I forgot I got a St. Brown in here, too. I'm going to do a giveaway. A local giveaway. Like, if the first person to find me will be able to get this. I had another caller on here, I think. Or did the phone line just hang up? I think the phone line just hung up. You guys can call back if you want. Paper cut. Plastic cut. This is going to be hard to get Bijan off of here. And I'm going to have to cut it. He's just too tall. Hold on, boys. Ron and Travis, you can call back. That is a disaster. Oh, no. Oh, no. Poor Bijan. He's absolutely annihilated. Oh, his helmet. His helmet's destroyed. Come on. Come on, Bijan. Be okay. Be okay. All right, let me get Ron and Travis back in here. Hold on, boys. Phone line's closed right now, guys. I can't really do fantasy advice right now. Just Ron and Travis call back. It's fine. All right, here we go. Bijan. Oh, no, I folded his whole shoulder. This is hard to do with one person on a live stream. You there, boys?
It looks like a hot mess.
Well, the problem is trying to do a live stream and this in a small.
For your spot, isn't it?
You've mangled Bijan.
Oh, Bijan, I'm sorry. He's on IR. He's on. Oh my
This is
God!
bad. This is
Destroyed him
like a voodoo doll. Get that thing straight.
He just.
Oh no!
He just maddened Bijan.
Trade Bijan as quick as you can. Get rid of him.
I just ripped his arm off. He's on IR.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
Josh Allen's on the floor. Bijan's ripped apart.
Oh God! Look at it.
Wow.
Completely mangled. I can't get it undone. It's completely mangled. Hold on.
What a disaster.
This is a two-person job. There's no way one person can do this. There's just too much going on. The good news is it kind of like can be removed and it's just when you rip off the arm, it's a problem. But then you unwrap one piece and it folds the other piece. This is a two-man job. Oh, I just ripped off this. It's done.
Oh, this has got to be a classic. You gotta keep this as a classic blooper.
I just ruined the whole thing. Well, here we go. We got more.
Casey's right. You might lose your Bijan card.
I just ruined the whole fat head. This is impossible to do. Let's do this.
That thing was massive. That was never fitting there. Yeah.
Yeah, it was too big anyway.
There you go. That's nice and square.
There you go. Yeah, you can handle that size.
Perfect.
This is hard to put on, though.
Wow.
Poor Bijan, man. He got screwed.
Bijan's too big for Smitty to handle.
Hey, I put him on IR. Poor guy.
Oh, Lord.
All right. Let's see. Can you even see that?
A little bit.
A little dark. All right.
Kind of tough to see. Yeah, I don't know if this is
What
going to work.
Could you put that on the whiteboard on the other side of the room? I don't know if you can see it.
I don't.
I guess it's not
Sit
behind
in your chair and move your camera angle. Let's see behind you.
Yeah.
Like, let's see what it looks like behind you. Move your camera angle.
Well, I this is the camera setup. I'm not going to move it for this. Man, what a shame. Just destroying the Bijan.
Oh, just like that.
That's not that bad.
That's what I meant.
It's not that bad.
But if you moved it up a little bit, you can see it probably better.
I'm not going to ruin this one. This one I'm going to give away.
Like that. I you see it better than that angle right there.
Isn't that the angle that I had it at?
No. You had the side angle the other way.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Positive. I thought you changed your angle.
I think that was the angle I had it.
Because it looks a lot darker from the other from going from.
I have this Amon-Ra St. Brown.
You're looking at the screen, right to left.
I have this Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'll be giving this one away. I'm not going to ruin it. I'll be giving this one away to somebody locally here in Arizona that can find me. I'll do a live stream. And whoever can find me.
Ready to go? We're going on a road trip, Travis. Ready to go?
These things are so huge. I do not advise you, per what you just witnessed, I would not advise you to handle this by yourself. This is a two-man operation. Bijan just got put on IR. And it's my fault. Jeez. I'm knocking everything over. Now, I do have other... God, I'm knocking everything over. I do have other things that I can put up, like this Bijan Robinson right here. This could look pretty good. Let's just see how it looks. If not, we'll throw it away. Does it look good at an angle like that?
If you can cover the writing.
What do you guys think? Put it at an angle like that before I let it stick. I could take this off. I don't know that this looks good there. I won't ruin it. I'll just put it right here for now. And then, man, I don't want to make this a whole Atlanta Falcons room or anything.
Put the Bijan on the bottom. Put the Bijan sign on the bottom, and then put Bijan himself above it. Move it down to the bottom. Because you got no room on the bottom, Smitty. It's not covering your writing.
Good
on the bottom.
Yeah, I don't know.
Try it.
I'll put it there and see, but I don't know. I mean, I can move the writing.
And then put the picture on top of the Bijan itself. Yeah, put it there. and then put the picture on top of it.
What do we think?
It'll look better.
What are we thinking, Chad? What's the chat think?
Yeah, that's what it is right there. Now put your picture up.
Bijan. That's more smart.
Yeah. See?
Hold on.
Chat like it.
Hold on there. God, these things are hard to work. They're like impossible. Especially if you're like a one-man.
Yeah, they are.
They're nearly impossible to put on by yourself. Anyway. Does that look straight? It's also hard because of the angles.
It looks fine.
We got some angles going on with the camera, you know, like it's hard to explain, but all right, let's see here.
Yeah, that looks fine.
I gotta
put the picture above it. Where the picture will fit up there, it'll be good.
Let's see if the angle allows it.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I tend to like move stuff around a lot. I can see myself not loving it in 10 minutes from now. Before I stick it on, I'm just going to look at it. It's not bad.
No, it looks good.
We'll see for now. Poor Josh Allen got ripped off, and then I just mangled the Bijan. But I'll give away that St. Brown. Also, you know what I have? I forgot I have this. I can put this up. I know the chat's halfway not going to like this one. Half the chat's gonna love it. This is a limited edition that Fathead sent me that I'm gonna give away most likely. I don't have to give it away. I decided to give it away. They gave it to me, but I might give it away. But this is a limited edition. Limited, as Russ would say. This one's nice. It's too big though. It can't go up there. But this one's nice. This is a limited edition Patrick Mahomes. It's called Showstopper Limited Edition. Showstopper. Let me get behind it. So this I'll be probably giving away too. This is a limited edition Showstopper. They did very, very few prints of these. So, let me see if I can roll it. These are so hard to deal with. To roll them up is impossible. But I'll be giving away this one locally here in Arizona along with the St. Brown. So if you're in Arizona, congrats. And look forward to that live stream. Who are anybody in Arizona? Where are my Arizona people? I have a lot of you, but you might not all be online right now. If you are later in the replay, put it in the comments. All right, boys, I gotta go. Anything else, Ron, Travis?
John just asked if you have a PO box. people send some stuff up or no?
I will. I just haven't set it back up again. So I'll let you guys know what I do. All right. Anything else? Ron,
Thanks,
Travis?
Smitty. No. See you, Ron. See you, Smitty. Bye.
Later, boys. Appreciate it.
Later.
Later. All right, let me hit these supers, and then we're out of here. Sutton for Vidal Higgins. I could get behind the Vidal Higgins if you're in desperate need of a running back. That's at least reasonable. My worst player is Harvey. Drop him and pick up Vidal. Drop your kicker, pick up Vidal, and try and make a trade. I do admit that Vidal's worth more, but I try and keep both by dropping your kicker. 3-3 with my Rice. Time to take off, says Rock Out. I agree with you, bro. Smitty, take a big lap. No, James. I don't think I will. I think you should take a lap. Go get a coffee on your way around the track. But I appreciate you. Nice try. Rock Out says started 1-3, now 3-3, but rough loss for my Commanders. I'm sorry, Rock Out. Rock Out to the moon. Appreciate you, my boy. And then let's see, Michael, appreciate you 4-2. Now can you rate my team? Hurts, Caleb, JT, QJ, Scat, Swift, Puka, Rice, Pickens, Fan, and Taylor. I wish you'd listed in order because it's hard to rank a team that's like in a blender like this. You don't have the structure visually, so you're probably going to get a lesser score than you deserve, just because the way the mind works. Trying to piecemeal this together, like Hurts, JT. I'm looking all over the place. Like, what are you doing? Why are you listing them like this? Make any moves? Lost 2, mismanaging the bench. Well, it's because you're mismanaging how you write it, Michael. JT and Puka, it sucks, bro. But Rice and Pickens are balling. Fannon's about to explode. JT, what are we doing here? Taylor, Mason Taylor. Okay, so that's not Jonathan Taylor. That's Mason Taylor. You got JT up there. Swift, Puka, Rice. Maybe you are listing it right. I'm sorry. I thought that was JT, Michael. My fault. Michael, it's been a long night. Now I'll take a lap. I thought you were listing JT down there, but you have JT up there. My fault. Hurts, Caleb. Okay, so my fault, JT. Or my fault, Michael. I need to go to bed. I need to get some sleep. Scat, you got a good team. I'd trade Swift on the high right now. Michael, trade Swift. Maybe you trade Swift and Puka for like something around Puka's level just to get out of the waiting game. Swift and QJ for a wide receiver that's underrated still right now. Swift and QJ for maybe a running back that's like Henry or something that's underrated. My bad again, Michael. My fault. My brain's on overload. I'm on like 3 hours sleep too. And I just ripped down Josh Allen and I kind of regret it. And it smells like plastic in here. Overwhelmingly amount of plastic. I don't know. What else we got here? Michael, so yeah, do those trades, but I like your team. You're 4-2. You can kind of weather through waiting on Puka. Plus Rice and Pickens, JT, Scat, your team's in Hurts. You're going to be scoring a lot. I'd maybe trade Hurts down to Dak or Hurts down to Mahomes. I'm sure everybody feels like Mahomes is worth more than Hurts now, but that wasn't the case a couple weeks ago. But maybe you can get rid of Hurts for something like the Dak and get an upgrade of not waiting on Puka for like a JJ. Swift and Swift and QJ. Swift and you got Fannin, so Swift and Mason Taylor for like a slight running back upgrade. Maybe someone sleeping on Judkins or ETN or Adams with that, Michael. Michael, appreciate you. I gave it a little extra attention just because I felt bad after my misreading your question, which happens at least once a show. H13, thank you for the final super chat of the evening. You're the man, the myth, the legend. 12 team PPR 4-2. Herbo, Caleb, Saquon, Kyron, Monty, Rashad White. Monty, Rashad, you can maybe move around potentially. Rashee Rice, Quentin Johnson, Mike Evans. Got offered Judkins and Henderson for Odunze. Sorry, Judkins, Henderson, and Odunze for Saquon, Monty, and Evans. Woo! I would take Odunze and Judkins personally. Saquon, Monty, and Evans is a nice trio, but I think I trust the Odunze Judkins side more. Chat, do you agree? Can we all vote on this one? Can we all vote on this one? Judkins, Henderson, Odunze, or Saquon, Monty, Evans? Please vote. I would take the Odunze side. Please vote on that one for me. Appreciate all your super chats, all your messages, phone calls. You guys all rock. I'll see you all tomorrow. I should have a video for the morning. I've been doing a good job of having one every single day. I'll see you all later. Appreciate you very much. Bijan to the mother freaking moon.
Hi, my name is Bijan Robinson. I like long walks on the beach. And, well, I also like scoring.
And it looks like Odunze side won that vote, by the way. And I agree with that. I'll see you all later. If you're new on the YouTube channel, please subscribe and hit that like button on the way out the door. Appreciate you being here. We go live whenever news breaks. We go live at 8 p.m. every single Monday through Friday. And we go live almost every single night at midnight. So what's better than that? And make sure you get on over to the live chat Patreon. This is my live chat group. I'll drop the link right now. Basically, I'm going to go over there right now. And we're there is 24/7, 365. Travis hangs out there a lot. I'm there a lot. But it's all about the community, helping the community. And Travis and I are just a part of that community. It's not where you can just, hey, at Smitty, what do you think? At Smitty, what do you think? I mean, then you know, have people responding that aren't me. You want everybody responding. So go hang out, 24/7 live chat group. I just dropped the link in the live chat. I'm going to pin. Actually, did I? That was the Underdog link. Hit that too. Underdog promo code Smitty. That plastic smell is driving me nuts. I got to get rid of this. The excess plastic here. There it is. There's the link. I'll pin it on the way out the door. Join the live chat Patreon group. Boom. There it is. Pinned it. See you all later. It's 24/7 live chat group. It's amazing. It's amazing. See you all there. Deuce.